Joining us, Ryan Redington, now less than a half mile away from a championship here in the 51st annual Iditarod Sled Dog Race. And as our cold open mentioned, the first 50 years started with Joe Redington Sr. starting the race, the father of this event. The next 50 are going to start with a Redington winning the championship and carrying us forward. I think it's poetic in a way, and the Redingtons had to wait 51 years for a championship, but after today, they're going to take that trophy home to Kinnick.
A note on that one is he's also, at least as far as our research goes, the first junior Iditarod champion to win the Iditarod. So that just adds to that even more. And I know as we keep talking about all year long with the Iditarod, we're trying to grow that into the youth. And that just goes to show, like, hey, you can win some races and keep on moving up and win the biggest race of them all right here on Front Street.
One of the things I think is really great about this year's race is the reason Joe Sr. wanted to start this race was he saw the sled dog disappearing, and he thought they were incredible animals. They were incredibly important to the history of Alaska, all they had done for the people, everything from hauling gold to medical supplies to the mail. And in the early days, it was people from the bush. You look back in the names of those people, Herbie Nyakpuk, Ken Chase, Rudy Damaski, and then it kind of went away from the villages. But one unique thing is there's a lot of great native heritage in these first three teams here.
Yeah.
And I think Joe would have been proud of that aspect.
Tickled.
I mean, because Ryan's mom is from Unalakleet, and people were out in droves supporting him there when he came in, and just that blood connection. And then Richie and of course, Pete from the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta. I think we kind of turned a corner there, and that's great that younger people, that this comes from their heritage, are right at the front of this event.
Yeah, it was interesting being in Unalakleet, and you felt the pride there. They felt like one of their own. Had finally gotten to the Bering Sea coast in first place and had a chance. And then I felt it again in Koyuk. The people in Koyuk were talking about that as well, that Ryan and his family had roots from that area. And it's just like in 2011 when John Baker won this championship, and it was pretty evident with 100 or 200 miles to go that John was going to win the race, and you could feel that everybody standing a little bit taller when we went into those communities up the coast. They felt that one of their own was going to make worldwide news, and it was a great moment in time of pride. It's going to be the same again today.
Right now, I mean, it's filling up. The chute is looking full. I mean, it's nice to have it during the day like this, and we got everybody lined up. Iditarod history for sure. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you guys, this is his 16th running, did you guys expect this? Did you guys expect this at all? Because for me, this kind of caught me off guard.
You mean from Richie?
From Ryan. Yeah, did you guys expect to see him push that
he's
hard?
been knocking at the door for a while. Any year wouldn't have really surprised me for any of these guys, but he's been hungry for this. This has been I would say his life's work at this point, is to keep the Iditarod viable and to bring, like he said, that trophy back. You grew up around Richie?
I grew up in Antioch. I'm about 2 high school classes, 1.5 high school classes away from him, but I definitely went to his mom, Esther. She owns the Hound House there, so I've definitely been in and around there eating all that. He used to come to the gym and watch basketball, and I know he wrestled a little bit, so we definitely know each other.
And he had dogs when you guys were in high school?
Yeah, I think he started just after high school, getting serious with it. And then his mom's house, his mom's restaurant's called the Hound House because you go to get the food there and you can see all of his dogs right behind their house there. So it's a pretty cool thing. And I know there's a lot of rural mushers that are, they look to Richie or Ryan or Pete, and they kind of see that, like, oh, I can do this, because Richie's definitely got the biggest kennel in Antioch, that's for sure. So it's cool to see that it's coming to fruition.
All three of these guys, when they were kind of the young guys learning, and they've done their work, and now they're at the top. They're the masters. So that's a really great thing to see.
somewhat this year too, with like Aaron Burmeister not racing. I like all those good long-time racers, and now we got, you know, a new crop of people that we're probably going to be seeing in the top 5, top 10 for, you know, a long time to come, hopefully.
Still waiting for Ryan Redington to make his way up on Front Street. I'm sure you're seeing images down there of the law enforcement. That's tradition. And there will be a horn that goes off for every team arriving on this street in the hours and the days to come. And they will literally give Ryan Redington a police escort all the way down to the chute. People are out here now waiting for this champion to arrive. We have noticed getting in, more importantly, getting out of checkpoints has been a struggle. And he is on the street, we're being told. But I will say this, there have been other champions that I've seen that over the years where, you know, leaders are great out there in the wind and going through the different structures and substructures that they must face on this trail. They're not comfortable around people. They're not comfortable around the distractions that Front Street will throw at this dog team nearly 1,000 miles into the race now. So this run down this street will certainly be interesting. But I'm wondering what's going through Ryan Redington right now, Bruce, is he now can say, okay, I'm going to win the Iditarod.
When you can finally see the finish line, that's in a lot of races when you, as a musher, you go.
Okay, Austin,
Yeah,
we'll say goodbye to you. Good luck
guys,
the rest of
this
the
is when
way.
we
I see the police escort coming now, so he must be getting close, and we're going to clear the chute for him.
Okay. Ryan's on the street now. I got to make the transition to the mobile microphone. This will take a second.
I don't know why the PA mic is not working. Okay. Here comes Ryan Redington, ladies and gentlemen. Let him hear it. Redington under the arch first for the first time.
snowshoes? Do you have an axe? Here's an axe handle. Do you have some dog booties?
Testing.
There's some dog booties. And a vet book and some mail. We'll take that. Ryan is signing his final checklist for the day.
Okay, if you have it.
He is finished in 8 days, 21 hours, 12 minutes, and 58 seconds. Congratulations, Ryan, our 51st Iditarod finisher.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how about some noise for Ryan Redington? I don't know if you heard that official time, 8 days, 21 hours.
We'll do an interview with the champion. We've waited 51 years for this, ladies and gentlemen. We need to make this out here. Ryan Redington is the champion of the Iditarod sled dog race. Wearing bib number 5. The time was 8 days, 21 hours, 12 minutes, and 50 seconds. And I know Ryan's going to come back down to the sled here momentarily, and we'll talk to him.
Get his take. Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Congratulations, Ryan. Hey, you showed me a fortune from a fortune cookie in Anchorage at the banquet. Tell me what that fortune said.
Your number 5 will be your lucky number for the week. We drew bib 5.
And then he went and drew bib number 5.
Yep, I thought about that every day, every run along the way. But I also want to say a quick thank you to all the fans that come out and cheered us on. This dog team really, and me, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Ryan, I know it's been a goal of yours for a very long time to bring this trophy home to the Redington family. It is a trophy of your grandfather who started this race 51 years ago. I know you're sleep deprived and you're exhausted, but can you try to put what that means in words for us today?
It means everything to bring that trophy home. And yeah, it's been a goal of mine since a very small child to win the Iditarod, and I can't believe it. It finally happened. It took a lot of work, took a lot of patience, but and we failed quite a few times, but we kept our head up high and stuck with the dream, and I had a lot of great support, a lot of great help. I couldn't have done this without Sarah helping me train and keeping me organized, and so thank you, Dave.
Talk about what it means for this family to bring this trophy home, though, Ryan. I mean, your granddad started. I know uncles and Ramy and your brother. I mean,
Both brothers. Yeah, it's been a very doggy life for all of us, and it is very something that we all work towards every day. No days off. We think about winning the Iditarod, and I learned a lot from both my brothers, and so I want to thank them too for the encouragement and all the advice, and even throughout this race, I call home and talk to both my brothers, tell them that things are going pretty good, and I'm just being patient and get close to the end of the Yukon, start making our move. That's what we did.
you certainly did. Yeah, let them hear it, ladies and gentlemen. He just won the Iditarod. You had to defeat another one of Alaska's favorite sons, and Pete Kaiser and Richie Deal, to get here first. Talk about battling those two gentlemen over these last 200 miles.
Yeah, well, I've been seeing them a lot throughout the race, and yeah, it's they're great competitors and got great dog teams, and I sure had a lot of fun with them out on the trail. I had to make my move out of Elam, that long run over to White Mountain, because I knew Pete. I thought that was one of my only chances to beat him. Knew he had a lot of speed left in his team, although we were outrunning him. Still staying our lead. We needed to make a big move, and both those guys are amazing dog drivers, and I was just surprised to keep staying in front of them, and that was pretty awesome.
Congratulations. Ryan Redington, ladies and gentlemen, your champion of the 51st annual Iditarod sled dog race. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they're taking some photographs down there with the lead dogs. Yeah, he's going to come back up here with his lead dogs. I think you'll have some opportunities here in a moment. You bet. So they're going to take Ryan's team down to the dog yard, get them fed. I want to get over here, but Ryan, you've kept two lead dogs here. Can you give us their names?
Ghost and Sven.
Ghost and Spent. Sven, Sven, Sven. All right, now it's time for one of those iconic moments in the history of the race. Ghost and Spin. And the Garland of Roses. Presented by Tina Osmond, who's been creating the garland for Iditarod since 1988. Her mother, Nancy Shrum, began making the garland since the early days of the race. And by the way, she's watching this live feed of the finish right now. Hello, Nancy.
Make them back to your dad, our grandfather, and I've been making it since '88, and I'm so glad to present them to you.
They're beautiful. Thank you very much.
They are beautiful. Thank you, Tina. Hey, let's hear some noise for Tina Osmond. Ghost and Spin. Ryan, tell us why you picked these two dogs, Ghost and Sven.
Yeah, they brought us here into Nome, and Ghost led almost all the way. And Sven didn't do as much leading, but he sure did when we made our when we made our push, and just wonderful leaders, and I'm very proud of these guys.
Can you tell us how old they are?
Ghost is about 6 years old, and Sven's 4.
So we'll see him again next year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you're the defending Iditarod champion.
That sounds pretty cool.
Let me move back. Well, Bruce, we got a champion here.
We got a new champion, one that worked really hard. And if everybody hangs out, before long we'll see a few more good dog teams come in here.
Yes, Pete Kaiser, Richie Deal will be coming in here soon. Ryan Redington been working towards this for a long time. And this Redington family has been working towards this for a long time. Their name associated with this event since its origin in 51 years. They've been working hard.
Yep, and if you'd have been out there on the trail like we were, you would really appreciate how hard all these mushers, but especially Ryan, worked to get this. It's physically and mentally taxing. It's well earned.
I can't imagine how tired they are when they get here. Here I come.
You just got him
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time now for the check presentation. From Donlin Gold, we have Danny Twitchell. From Hillcorp, we have Jeff Allen. From Harvest Midstream, Andrew Limmer. And from GCI, Bob James. Here's Mark Nordman.
I'd like to introduce our mayor of Nome, John Hanlon, to welcome Ryan into the community here.
Thank you, Ryan. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Nome. On behalf of all of our citizens here, we're very proud of you. I know that Vi and Joe are looking down on you, and join with everybody else, both here in Nome, Unalakleet, Alaska, and around the world. You've done a wonderful job. Congratulations. You're going to be a great champion for us for this year. God bless you.
Well, here's what you've been waiting for, too. Mr. Heister, come on over here, buddy. Buddy, old pal, you introduce those guys again here, and I'll hand Ryan the check.
From Donlin Gold, Danny Twitchell. From Hillcorp, Jeff Allen. From Harvest Midstream, Andrew Limmer. And from GCI, Bob James. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear some noise for these fine sponsors of this race. More important than ever. And of course, that big check for Mr. Ryan Redington, our brand new Iditarod champion. I'm not in charge, my man. Why are you telling me?
Sorry about this. We're going to try to clear them out.
How about some noise for Redington? And there's Sarah, too.
nicely done, man. I never had any doubts.